Afternoon, gang. Okay, so here we go again. More information. And again, this is something that was sent to me this afternoon, or this morning, I guess. I got it this afternoon from one of you guys. And so I did a little bit of digging into it later this afternoon. I'm not going to say who, because the email came with a real name, and I don't know the person's YouTube name, so I apologize, but thank you for the information on this. So, it seems on Thursday, the United Nations was discussing a worldwide famine and the potential for it leading to a so-called conflict, okay? To quote the UN chief in this, if you don't feed people, you feed conflict, all right? Now, what have we been talking about for so long? That food is a weapon, okay? Remember Kissinger's line, who controls the food supply controls the people. Who controls the energy can control whole continents, and who controls money can control the world. Any of that sound familiar? Food control, food shortages, energy control, red renewables, okay? Money control, our buddy Klaus Schwab, okay? Anybody think us preppers are kidding now with all the stuff we've talked about? Now, according to the UN Secretary General, Antonio Guterres, okay, at the end of 2020, this according to him, okay, more than 88 million people were suffering from acute hunger due to conflict and instability, which was a 20% surge in 1 year, and 2021 projections were supposed to be even higher, okay? Now, that contradicts what the UN statement says, because the UN is saying there's 690 million people that are hungry, which accounts for 10% of the world population. Now, think about this. On the low end, what Guterres says is 88 million people, and that was a 20% surge in 1 year. We had 20% in 2021. That means 105.6 million people. That's the entire population of Egypt. All right, now, there's 13 countries in the world that are larger than Egypt population-wise, okay? If we use the UN number of 690 million, that's double the population of the United States, the third most populous country in the world, and half the population of China, the most populous, India being number 2, okay? Now, the Secretary General went on to say, without immediate action, millions of people will reach the brink of extreme hunger and death. There are more than 30 million people in over 36 countries just one step away from famine. This is what's coming out of the UN yesterday, all right? So the Secretary General went on to talk about hunger crises across the Sahel, the Horn of Africa, South Sudan, Yemen, Afghanistan, even Ethiopia. Okay. Now, I know some of you guys are going to say, and I do too, these countries have always had food problems. Sure, I'll agree, but they're adding 20% a year. How long is it until we see Europe, Australia, Asia, North America, South America, all experiencing food shortages? Now, y'all know as well as I do, the UN is talking about this because they want to adopt the Gates plan of eating bugs and printed food. But I'm saying to look at the facts and figures from the other side of the coin, okay? What happens when they do go to the Gates plan and companies stop making the foods we eat today, okay? What happens when there isn't a bag of potato chips to buy, or ground beef, or milk, or chicken, or whatever, okay? If the companies stop making them and only make this fake food, what do we do then? Your only option would be to eat this stuff, and if you want to survive, that's all you can do, unless, of course, we provide our own. Now, I made the reference to Ice Age Farmer the other day, in the video he did where he talked about gassing chickens and then New Hampshire wanting a registry of animals. Do you see where this is going? Okay, they're talking about worldwide famine, saving the world, feeding everybody, yada, 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 but at the same time, killing all the animals, so again, all we're going to do is this fake food. Now, again, you think I'm kidding again. Guterres went on to say, I'll quote him again, we need to tackle both hunger and conflict if we are to solve either. He pointed out to the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, Agenda 2030, and particularly the Sustainable Development Goal 2 on zero hunger as a blueprint to do so. Okay, what's one of the parameters of SDG 2? Increase investment, including through enhanced international cooperation in rural infrastructure, agricultural research, and extension services, technology development, and plant and livestock gene banks to enhance agricultural productive capacity in developing countries, in particular the least developed countries. Now, notice the line of plant and livestock gene banks. This is how sick they are, guys. They literally want GMO for the world, okay? I want to eat real food, not something cooked up in a lab somewhere. Human beings are omnivores. Our bodies are made to eat plant and animal products. Literally, this is asking us to forego the plant and animal and eat some bioexperiment instead, okay? Now, the chief of the World Food Program went on to say, conflict and instability are powering a destructive new wave of famine that threatens to sweep across the world, taking an unimaginable toll on human misery, and the cycle of violence, hunger, and despair is encompassing increasingly more people, with consequences from economic deterioration to mass migration and starvation affecting everyone. Think about it. The next world war isn't going to be over things like economic disasters like the Weimar Republic after, or before World War II. It's not going to be over oil. It's not going to be over communism spreading. It's going to be over food, all right? A basic necessity that mankind all needs to survive. Without food, you're done as a person, as a community, and as a country, okay? There's a food chain on Earth. It's always worked, and it's on the premise of survival of the fittest. In the wild, the weakest wildebeest gets hunted by the lion, okay? The human race is no different and has never been different. Think about the studies on how men have chosen mates throughout all of history, okay? The one with the strongest genes, at least by sight, okay? That's true for all creatures on this earth. Think of peacocks or whatever, how, reproduction happens, how mates are chosen. The strong survive and the weak perish, though that gene pool is eventually eliminated from the gene pool, okay? Or those genes are eliminated from the gene pool, the weaker ones, right? This is just another example of how they're trying to make everyone in the world equal, okay? Even though we're not. Now, I'm not saying I'm better or worse than anyone else. I'm saying that natural selection takes care of this, not man, all right? People have genetically adapted to the environments, to their environments throughout history. Dark skin, light skin, taller, shorter. That's just nature adapting, okay? But for the UN, the World Economic Forum, and all these elites who think they can play God, I hate to tell you this. Mother Nature is going to take care of this problem all by herself. When Mother Nature decides that Earth is overpopulated, then she'll do something about it. Until then, these elitists need to stop messing with the world. They're inevitably doing more damage than you think, okay? And after all, who granted them this authority anyway? I'm going to eat what I want. I'm going to grow what I want. And I'll be damned if anybody's going to tell me otherwise. I just thought you guys might want to know what the UN's saying on all of this right now. Enjoy your Friday evening. Pinball out.